Okay, okay, let me make this short and sweet. What I'm going to do is not in his voice. I'm going to lay out a scenario for your viewing entertainment. And it's basically going to be if Jeff Jarrett was to open the segment of Monday Night Raw to tell you that he has purchased World Wrestling Entertainment, much the same way Vince McMahon opened Monday Nitro to tell you he had purchased WCW. Thank you. This is for your viewing entertainment. Hello. How ironic. Remember the last time you seen a wrestling rival boss appear on another wrestling show, flagship show, to tell you that he was the new proud owner of the company you were watching? I remember I remember working at WCW and thinking, what the hell is going to happen to my future? Where will my next meal come from? And I know that every WWE employee, especially guys that I have had rivals with in the past, are quite frankly fearing for their job right now. And to get this first out, I want to say you have nothing to fear. Your termination because I now own World Wrestling Entertainment is not in jeopardy. I'm a businessman, and to prove that, I want to tell you that no wrestling empire will die tonight. In fact, wrestling will be reborn and many empires will rise once again. Wrestling empires that I never think should have fallen in the first place, and wrestling empires that I think if were around could make wrestling better. Landmark wrestling events that have tarnished will not be scratches in the wrestling book of history. In fact, tonight, on this very night, wrestling will be reborn in so many ways. On this night, we will see the return of ECW to its respectable owner, Paul Heyman. I will get 60% of everything that ECW makes. Paul Heyman is 100% in control. On this night, Eric Bischoff will get the right to World Championship Wrestling in all of its likenesses. And I will get 60% of the profits, and Eric Bischoff will have 100% control of World Championship Wrestling. On this night, historic events like Starrcade will be returning to professional wrestling, as will November to Remember and any respectable pay-per-views that belong to their respectable companies. On this night, historic history such as the AWA and all of its things will be recognized. The Hall of Fame will have a coating and will have a shellacking to get rid of some tarnishes on it, such as Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame will no longer be recognized. On this night, there will be one world champion on WWE programming. We will unite every WWE championship that has multiple titles. On this night, we will no longer try to reach into the past as such guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in an attempt to get short rating buys or ratings. Because we understand that it was not who they were, it was what they were. It was not the fact that The Rock was The Rock. It was the fact that The Rock was an entertainer. Quite honestly, to this day, maybe one of the best that this industry has ever seen. And till this day, it is not my goal to bring back The Rock to try to recreate the history. It is my goal to make the next Rock. On this day, I will no longer use guys like Stone Cold to get cheap rating buys. I will be building the next Stone Cold. On this night, we will no longer be a place for musicians that should not be in the music industry to guest host our shows, D-list movie stars to come on our shows and attempt to get ratings. No, our wrestling fans will no longer be put through that. On this night, wrestling commentary will be allowed to say whatever they feel like, including the word professional wrestling, wrestling, championships, titles. On this night, wrestling becomes wrestling and understands that we do not cater to children. And that's why I, at this very moment, am taking the PG rating and making that an MA rating. That is more violent rating than we have ever seen here in the World Wrestling Entertainment. As of a matter of fact, ever a professional wrestling show has ever had on national television. We understand we want to make the next cutting edge storylines, and that this rating is the appropriate rating to do so. On this night, history will be made on so many fronts, as we will crown the first ever WCW champion, the first ever ECW champion, and in the following weeks, the launch of the new Monday Nitro will debut, as will the new ECW television broadcast, which Paul Heyman will be naming. On this night, I want to tell you that shows like Bound for Glory and WrestleMania will come together. And I want to let you know that on this night, wrestling will never be the same. See, tonight, there was nothing to fear, professional wrestling fans. It only got better for you. Thank you. My name is Jeff Jarrett, and I will try not to force feed my opinions on you. But what I will try to do is give you the wrestling I know you want. Thank you, and good night. Okay, now that was me as Jeff Jarrett. What I would like to do for fun is for requests of other people in any scenario. Vince McMahon buying TNA, anything. Dixie Carter getting fired. Legitimately getting fired. Anything. Who's going to fire? You lay out the most difficult scenario. And you basically, this little, just for fun, entertainment, I think we can go with this. I'll be different characters. Like I said, I don't do voices. But, Ric Flair, anything. Ric Flair being somebody. Da-da-da-da-da. Thank you. I think this could be really entertaining. And the series, a good, entertaining series to some new videos. I hope you did enjoy this video. And I do want to remind you that my wrestling radio show is Talk Wrestling Live Radio. That's 9QA, Talk Wrestling Live Radio. And you can find out more information at www.facebook.com/9QA Wrestling. And then you can get all our other links there too as well. Plus in our description, we'll have information about the show. Thank you. Like I said, big plans are coming up. Household name will be on the show. That and so much more. My name is Kent Controversy Jones, and I am signing out. Thank you.